Hey, what's happening, guys? I have here a new power supply. This is the TekPower DC switching power supply. Output is fixed at 13.8 volt and 30 amps. Now, I got this power supply to power my amateur radio station, but it has a lot more uses than just that. I mean, this is a heavy-duty power supply here, so it can be used for projects, LEDs, lighting, all that sorts of thing. So let's get it out of the box and have a nice look at it, both inside and out. So here's what we've got in the box. We've got the power supply, which is 220 centimeters by 150 by 70 some centimeters high, and an IEC power cord. Now, if we look at the front of it here, you can see we have our power switch, a power indicator LED, a dual function analog volt amp meter, this switch to switch between volts and amps, two sets of Anderson power pole connectors, and this noise offset pot, and we'll talk more about that later. On the back of the unit, we have two big Beefy binding posts, the fan, the IEC connector with a fuse, and it says 110 or 250, so it must be internally switched. Let's power it up and put a load on it. Alright, I figured first we'll power it up and check it out unloaded, just to see if it is actually putting out the 13.8 volts. So here's its first power on. That's not the power switch. There we go. Now the analog meter is showing 13.8 volts. So let's check these power poles at the front. 13.87. 13.87. So those are good. I'm sure the ones in the back will be good as well, but we're here to test it, so let's test it. 13.87. It's right on with what it says. That's good. Now let's load it up. Alright, I've got it hooked up to this load, which has proven to be somewhat off in its measurements, but it'll do the job and give us a load. So let's power it up, and I'm going to bring in the meter again, just so that we can take our own readings. Now I've got it set to put a 5 amp load here when I hit start, and the meter is set for amperage, which is the bottom there. So let's start it up. And it is showing about 5 amps, saying 14.08 volts. Now I'm getting 13.85 there, and we're showing 13.8 there, so we'll stick with these. Alright, let's see if we can take up the amperage a little bit. There's 8 amps. And it is reading right on 8 amps there. $10 amps, and it's right on 10. And as you can see, the voltage is holding steady. Okay, 10 amps is the max that I can pull from this, but it is working very well. Now that's interesting. Why is it still putting out all these amps when the load is off? Perhaps the load was still drawing some power. It says off. Let me turn it back on again here. Yeah, it still seems to want to draw some amps, even though... Yeah, okay, that's strange. Let's try switching over to volts, back to amps, and it's still twitching. That does not give me good feelings. Well, it looks like it was just that bang good electronic load. Once I disconnected it, we're back to 0 and 13.8, so everything seems pretty good there. Okay, well, I had a little load on it. Kind of hard to get a good connection here. Okay, so we've got a nice light load on it, which doesn't really want to stay. And I've got it connected to the frequency counter, which I'm trying very hard to show you there. And it's pretty much showing me straight DC, so that's pretty good. I guess we just need to take it apart now, right? All right. Okay, so I'm sure some guys will say, why didn't you just build your own power supply? Well, because I don't have the equipment to test the entire spectrum of radio frequencies over which it could be active, and I just wanted something nice and clean. And I also know there will be guys that say, well, why didn't you buy, you know, a $300 Astron power supply? Well, for the same reason I don't run a 30-year-old radio with tubes. I like to live in the modern world. And this seems to be pretty modern, so let's have a look inside and see what she has to say. Alright, so we have our power coming in here through the fuse. It's going up to the switch, and then it's coming down here to the board, and you can see a lot of protection right here in the front end, including a nice big capacitor there. Choke. Wow, that's a big one. I'm not sure exactly what that is. Let me find out. HY KBU810, that is our bridge rectifier. And through the smoothing, another big meaty capacitor over here. Transformer. Let's see what brand are these caps? Hard to tell. CG Chonghe maybe? Yeah. Nice aluminum heatsink down there. This will be our voltage adjust output. Now here on the front is the noise offset, which should work just to change the switching frequency, and that goes to this board here. And on this board we've got 1, 2 resistors, a diode, 2 capacitors, and an IC. Let me see if I can figure out what that IC is. Alright, it took some doing to get in there, but that little IC right there is a Texas Instruments TL494C pulse width modulation controller. It says complete PWM power control circuitry, uncommitted outputs for 200 milliamps, sync or source current. Useful in desktop PCs, microwave ovens, and power supplies. So that's what we got there. We've got our power poles. Trying to see where our output's coming out over here and here. 2 more smoothing capacitors. Another choke with a ferrite core. Another choke here More voltage protection. This is well built. Yeah. This isn't cheap. I paid $100 for this. But this is one solid power supply. I don't have any qualms about hooking this up to my $500 radio. Yeah. Very nice. I like it a lot. I guess I should be saying I like the build of it a lot. I don't know how well it's going to work with my radio yet, but I assume it's going to work just fine. Only time will tell. Nice powder coated case. I mean, the only thing we don't really know is the quality of the components, the capacitors and such. Are they Shenzhen flavor of the week? And again, only time will tell. But as for the build on this thing, it is, in my opinion, quite nice. I have nothing bad to say about it. That being said, I'm going to put it in my store. Even if you're not a radio guy, if you need a solid, high output power supply, yeah, there you go. TekPower. Let's see, what's the model number on this guy here? TP30SWI. Doesn't say what the current limit on those power poles is. If you are an Anderson power pole guy and you know these things, let me know. I'd be interested to know. Ripple less than 80 millivolts peak to peak at its rated load. Yeah. Hook it up to the radio and go from there. Alright, I've got it hooked up and powered up. Unfortunately, it's like 4 o'clock in the afternoon, so the bands aren't really all that great. But it does seem to be working out okay. So that's really good. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you did, give me a thumbs up. Feel free to comment, share, and don't forget to subscribe. Big thanks to all the patrons, and a big thanks to you guys for watching. That's it. I'm out. Peace.